Do you realize that your greatest and most profound pain is your light to the world? I'm getting a little emotional because I can feel this too. You feel like you have been burdened by the world. You feel like you were born into a pain that wasn't yours, and you've carried it for a lot of your life. I feel like for a while it made you tune out the world or cold to the world. You shut down the world. You detached from the world. It was easier to go and retreat within yourself than it was to come to terms with the fact that you had some terrible things happen to you. Some really painful things happen to you. But you are meant, and you have the strength within you to turn that pain into medicine. And whether that medicine is for yourself or for other people is ultimately going to be up to the divine or wherever your path is meant to go. But I feel like right now you are being called to go within yourself and sit with your pain. For so much of our lives, we try to mask the pain or ignore the pain. And because of this, I feel like so many people are living in a shadow form of themselves. And if you visualize yourself, you are you. And everywhere you go, there's a shadow that follows you. And that shadow is a reflection of you. It looks like you, but it's not really you. There's no detail. There's no form. If you looked at a shadow of someone, you could get an idea for how tall they are, how short they are, how big they are, but really it wouldn't be true, because depending on where the sun is shining, you might be 5'2" and your shadow looks like it's 10 feet tall, and you might be 6'6" and your shadow looks like it's 2 feet tall. So what I'm trying to say with this is that so many of us live in this projection that we put of ourselves out into the world that's not true to us. It's not us at all. It's what we want other people to perceive of us. And sometimes I feel like that's a subconscious thing. We don't realize that we're doing that. We don't realize that it's comfortable to be a shadow versus having high definition, every pore visible, every imperfection, everything. Someone can look at you and say, this is what this person looks like. This is what it is. And I'm not saying that you can judge a book by its cover, because even if you were putting your 100% true self into the world, there's people out there that wouldn't even really be able to see it because they look at the world through their glasses. You know, there's rose-colored glasses, there's dark-colored glasses, there's every rainbow in between. So I feel like I'm being called to help you go within. We've all had some really shitty things happen to us. And if you're like me, you have sometimes felt singled out and punished by the world. And I want you to know that this isn't something to be ashamed of, and it's not a punishment. You know, everyone is equally magnificent and deserves the amount of love in the grand scheme of things. But I do think that, like, there's just certain people that are meant to be here to shake things up, and you are one of those people. You aren't meant to conform or fit into the conventional box that society or yourself has mapped out. You are meant to be different, and I want you to embrace your difference. I want you to know that being different isn't something to be ashamed of. It's a beautiful thing, and there's a lot of different people out there, and if you're here, it's because you're different. And I'm trying to grow my own community, and that's the reason why I've maybe started doing this, for me, it's easier to journal out loud like this than to write my thoughts on paper. My mind goes a lot faster than my hand can, unfortunately. And right now I'm just trying to find like-minded people. I feel like I've been a hermit and I've been really going within for a while, and I feel like right now I'm at a time where I am meant to put my thoughts out into the world, and whatever I attract is meant for me. And I think you're at that place too. I think you felt the calling to step outside of yourself, and that doesn't mean that you have to completely change overnight. But I think that you'll find that with just stepping outside of the limiting beliefs that you've had, whatever self-fulfilling prophecies, whatever insecurities you have in your head, I just really challenge you to change that. You know, if you're walking to a room and you have the thought of no one likes me here, change it. Walk into the room and be like, the energy here feels different. I don't know how I belong in here, but let me figure it out. You don't have to like completely change the thought and be like, I'm the shit, everyone in this room loves me. No, but just change your perspective, and instead of going to an insecure place of like, no one wants me here, go into like a more neutral place where you're just kind of like, okay, I'm feeling this energy. I feel like maybe I don't belong here. Why is that? What are these people doing? What is it that's making me not feel this way? Why do I feel this? And you know, dig deeper is what I'm hearing. Like I'm literally picturing a little kid at the beach with like their bucket and their shovel, it's just digging away. And if that resonates with you somehow, hell yeah, comment, amen. Like, yeah, I'm literally just picturing a child right now that is like at the beach playing, doing their own thing, digging away, and other kids coming to them and being like, can I join you in your sandcastle? Like, that's what I'm seeing right now. You're doing your own thing in your own space, digging deeper, and by doing that, like, other people see that and they say like, oh, I want to dig into that hole. Like, let's make this hole really fucking big, which I do not advise you dig a big hole at the beach, because like that will literally, like, the sand will cave around you. So like, don't take that analogy as like a serious, like, literal thing, but like just like the fun and innocence of being a kid and just wanting to know why. Like, dig deeper and ask yourself, why do I feel this? Why is this happening? And I think that in digging deeper, you will find some answers that like you weren't even aware were there. Like, you'll find answers to questions that you weren't even sure you were asking. Like, you'll just have things like yeah, like you'll have realizations. And just know that in digging deeper and learning more about yourself, you will be so surprised with who you are. And you'll be so surprised because I think you'll realize that even you were thinking that your shadow self was your true self, and you're gonna realize that it's not. Like, your shadow self was a security blanket that followed the real you, but like now you're gonna be stepping into the room and the real you is gonna step into there first. It's not gonna be the shadow. The shadow's not gonna be leading the way anymore. The shadow's gonna be behind you. The shadow will still be with you. We always carry that. We'll never leave that. So long as you're human and not literally an angel god, you will have a shadow self. If you didn't, you wouldn't be human. And that would be scary. So just walk through life knowing that you have the power within you to make whatever you believe in yourself a reality, because that is within you. Anything that you can dream of is a possibility, or you wouldn't have dreamt it. So I'm gonna get off here because I feel like I'm rambling at this point, but like I'm feeling also very connected to spirit. And yeah, I hope this message found you and resonated with you, and I hope you feel more seen and less alone, because I think that's all we need in life. Is sometimes you just want to be seen and heard and validated, and sometimes you don't have someone to talk to, but sometimes you find a random stranger on YouTube that is saying the same things that you've been resonating with, and you can feel like you're having a conversation with a friend. So I hope I'm that friend for you. You are that friend for me, whether I see you or not. I feel your energy, and I hope this found you with all of the love that I am wanting to put into it.